Okay, so this is going to be an interesting video. I'm trying to get this sorted. These are my toes, folks. These are my toes. I'm doing my flashcards, and I realize it's been a really long time since I have done my animations with you guys. And I was actually talking to somebody recently about different books and stuff that were available to help people imagine, like, what could help them remember certain things, like this word here. And I had mentioned that, and I'll come back to this word, but I had mentioned that I know this is odd, I'm just going to put this here. I had mentioned that I started to read those books and they actually interfered with my natural animations that happen, and I call them animations because they're like moving things. My brain, if I stare at a word and Hansa characters long enough, makes up videos of the characters moving around. And he was like, what? And I really wonder where the split is between people that need help in figuring out what parts could help them figure out the meaning, or just help them remember, not figure out, but remember the meaning, and those of us like myself, that's pointing to me, who can't stop the animations from happening. So here are some more examples. I haven't done this in a while. Here we go. So this one is, and my tones are awful, so excuse that. This one is yao, 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 fourth turn. It means medicine, right? So, and yes, I do draw these myself, so they're going to have lots of flaws in them, but I like writing. So this part up here is the radical for plant. So that gives me an indication, but that's not the animation. The animation for me is over here. I envision this like a mouth, and this is the pill going into the mouth. I kid you not. So I think of, like, this word was probably created before modern day pills, back when TCM was the only, traditional Chinese medicine is TCM, when TCM was the only option here. So that's why I think the plant makes sense, because it was more of a plant than it is in modern day, quote unquote modern day Western medicine, where it's more of the pill form. So that's why it also looks less like a pill, but that'll go in here, and that's medicine. And again, I don't try to create these, I literally just stare at something and it happens. Now this one is Baozi. I'm having a hard time pronouncing this one. I can recognize it now in the HSK2 listening, but I'm really having a hard time saying it. Baozi. Oh yeah, I can't get that Z sound, the ZH sound. It's newspaper. And this one took a really long time to get an animation going, but basically, somehow this is the newspaper and this is the person kind of lounging on a couch reading the newspaper. I don't know how or why, but that's what kind of moves, and the pages kind of move this way as he's reading the newspaper. Perhaps this is his hands. I hadn't actually gotten that far, because I started to recognize it kind of quickly, but it's one of the animations that took a little more time. This one is, oh, fuzzies. I want to say this one is, I don't remember the pinion, shoot, but I remember this thing here would push down, making this move, and it'd be like the meaning was something like return. What is it? Oh, this is buy. This is 100. There is a word that looks like this, except it's not slanted here, it's straight down. Ah! See, so that doesn't work, so that's staying in that level. This one is 3 syllables. Do I remember the animations for this one? Oh yeah, I do. This is Fuyan, which sounds like 2 syllables. Let's see if I'm right. It is. This is waiter or waitress. And but that middle syllable you don't really hear when you hear people say this in restaurants. And so I envision, like, here's the waiter, and here are all the tables that he's serving. This one's like a really big group table, obviously. So I'm picturing him moving to all these tables repeatedly. And this box on him because he's at work, and you're always a bit more reserved at work, right? I kid you not, this is what my brain does. This one is Shouhua. No. Is it Shouhua? It is! Oh my gosh, to talk. And that one's not too... I should have actually told you that before I turned the card. It's going to have to stay in the level now, because this one is like a talking symbol. And actually, I think this one, not symbol, radical. And I think this one might be too. And these two are both... I know this is 1 syllable, this is another syllable, but there's so many bits of this that mean to talk or from the mouth or to say. Hi, there's my toes again. Yeah, so do I have an animation for this one? Not really, because I recognize this being talking related so quickly, so I haven't really made or let the animation come out yet. Try to remember this one. Sometimes it takes a minute, and if I start to stress out about not remembering the animation, then it stops it from happening. La 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 la. This is airport for sure. Fuzzies. Fuzzies. It's definitely a J. This is Gia or J. Oh, it's not happening. It's Jicheng, airport. See, I got the meaning, so it's staying in this, but I don't have the sounds of it, so it's staying in this level. But Jicheng. But remembering what Phil said in the recent interview about third tone, right? So not going to get too stuck to that sound, which is good because it's not sounding right anyway. So why do I remember this as airport? I thought this was kind of funny because this, as far as I remember, is like an animal radical. This guy here alone, but he's not alone. So like people, animal, and then there's, for some reason, here's the animation. Forget the radical explanation because that's not actually what helps me remember most of the time. Unlike the talk one, unlike the talk one that was back here. Most of them are not that. I honestly picture the people in the plane flying around this thing. It kind of moves around a little bit. Not enough to remember the opinion, but there you go. That's a confusion card. I don't feel like doing that right now. This is level 3, so I'm a little floored by how many of these I'm not remembering right now. But the more words that get in my brain, the quicker they leave, it seems like. Oh, really? Oh, man. I do not remember the animation for that one. I'm going to come back to that one. Oh, okay. This one, it's shoji, shoja. It's something to do with a mobile phone or a wristwatch. What is it? Mobile phone! Shoji, which is pronounced really, really wrong. But I literally picture, this is like the hand, the symbol for hand, right? So I picture this being the hand and holding this. This hand somehow moves over here and holds this phone. I kid you not, I know this is written pretty badly and I have my little syllable lines underneath it, but I actually picture this hand moving and getting on that phone to talk. Which is funny because I never use my phone to talk. I'm a text and data person, but that's what I envision moving here. However, I was unsure about the pinyin in that, so it's staying in that level. Oh, Kaize. Is that to start something? To begin. Yay, Kaishu. How do I remember that one? That one's not as much of an animation, is it? It's not, because this one is one of the radicals I do remember being like to open, and it just stayed in my brain to a degree. Let's see. This is one of the worst written ones that I had. When I started using the color-coded markers, things went awfully wrong. I need to be able to erase my flashcards, so I've stopped using them. But I haven't replaced them yet. I do not remember this one at all. What? Oh my god. Wait. Okay, this is proof. This is proof that I do not actually talk on my phone. Oh boy. See, that should be an indication that it's a speaking thing. Okay, so this is Xiao Shi, which is something about time. Is it just time? It's hour. And since I don't remember the meaning, we're not even going to try. Oh, this is like sister or miss. I'm going to pause for a second because I actually want to find one. I want to find one where I have actual animations that I remember to show you what I'm talking about. Found one. If I remember right, this is Gao. Gao. What is the tone? I didn't write the tone. What? Oh, it's, thank goodness I didn't see the meaning. It's tall, and I picture it going up. Like literally this bottom portion is going up, like tall. Let's check. Is it tall, high, or tall? So I envision it literally just moving upward. And that's an animation that just came as I stared at it. Oh, actually that gets to go in the next pile because I finally remembered one. Yay! 4 syllables. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is gong 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 chi chu. And this one is a transportation, which is easy because this is one of the easiest radicals to recognize for transportation. Gong gong chi chu is what? It's a train? Public bus. Public bus. It looks more like a train to me. I don't remember the animation for this, but I guess you could picture. Let me give me a second. Give me about 5 seconds and my brain will just make one. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, since this is doing the movement this way, I'm envisioning people coming into the bus and sitting down in the different spots. And that's a public bus. What distinguishes that from a train? I don't know. I'm going to need to think about that one. Oh, I love this one. Wonder why. Oh no, I'm starting to mix up my syllables again. Zhongfu is husband? Zhongfu. Yeah, Zhongfu is husband. Aww. And this animation came super fast for me. This is one person, this is another person, and they are clearly together. I'm not sure that I actually distinguished who was who. I know it's husband, which is just one person. I get that. But in order to be a husband, you need to have another person. I think for some reason, I think this is the woman and this is the man. I don't know why. But that one actually came pretty quick to me. This one I confused with a lot of things, so we're going to skip him for now. That's another confusion card, and we're done with... Oh, I love this one. This is the greatest one to end on. This is Chongge, and I always forget that first vowel, but Chongge, 2 syllables, Chongge, and it's to sing. Love that one. And check it out. This one looks like, actually, this area here looks like music floating around. Like if you're the type of person that sees musical notes, kind of, when you're hearing music or singing yourself, I picture these as like musical notes, and this is the person singing them. Another image that comes to me sometimes is that these are people in an audience and this person is singing. It looks like a performance to me of some of this person singing. I don't know why they have that thing. For Fuyan, I said that was because they were at work and they felt kind of confined. Because singing is such a beautiful form of expression. I don't have the same idea for that in this one. Maybe that's to contain the happiness so they don't float away. I don't know. But I love this one. I know I've written it pretty badly. Oh yeah, that's pretty awful. But it looks similar enough, at least with the 300 words that I'm playing with for HSK 1 and 2, that I'm okay with it. It looks similar enough for now that I can distinguish it in written text. So, pretty excited about that one. So that moves up. All right, and that one's pretty awful. So we're going to end on the happy singing one. So again, here's my process. I get a new card, and I stare at it, and I stare at it, and I stare at it, and I see what my brain comes up with. And then I try to remember that. And each time it comes back to me, I stare at it less, and hopefully the same animation happens. And it does. And this is not something that I trained myself to do. This is actually just something that my brain does. The hardest thing for me was the patience of just waiting and waiting and waiting and not rushing through the cards, just going flip, 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 flip through the cards. Like to do this and go, don't remember, don't remember, don't remember, don't remember, don't remember. Like I hate doing that. That didn't seem productive to me, but if I took a card and stared at it, looked at the meaning, stared at it again. A lot of times these animations would come to me. Now, I've obviously shown you times when it doesn't happen, but there are, I'll show you this instead of my random wall and toes. So there are clearly times when it doesn't happen as well, and sometimes I do rely on the radicals. But a lot of times, honestly, it's these animations of things moving around the card that helps me to remember them. A few months from now, a year from now, 2 years from now, when I'm reading a newspaper with lots and lots and lots of words with many different characters, am I going to remember these at all? I have no idea. I'm guessing this is an intervisual. Sort of like interlanguage, I feel like this is an intervisual to get the meaning in picture form in my head so I can stop thinking of the pinyin, I can stop thinking of the meaning in English and start to just visualize the language. So I think maybe that's that, but I can't answer that. Dear future me, what happened? Maybe I'll answer this in like a year or two. I don't know what's going to happen, but I will comment back on this in the next few years and let you know. But I'm very, very curious. Again, I didn't consciously try to do this. I actually tried to remember other people's way to remember the cards, and that didn't work. And just with sitting there and breathing and being patient and staring at the words, this started to happen. So I stopped trying to use other people's, and I started to just use ones that came to me. So there you have it. Where do you fall if you're learning Chinese? Does it work for you to read and use other people's memory devices for the characters, for the words? Do you just repeat them until they stick? Or do you let animations come to you like this? Do different memory things come to you without you even trying? I don't know. Be interesting. Leave a comment down below, because I have to say that at least once in every video. And sorry my mug is not in this one, but these are the actual stars of the show. These cards here. All right, thank you so much. Satyan!